Can Thief regain the stealth crown from Dishonored? We find out in our final hands-on.
The week ahead, in association with Insert Coin Clothing.
Hello everyone, I'm James Jarvis and you are watching The Week Ahead, where we bring you tomorrow's gaming news today. Coming up, we'll be breaking down this week's new releases, giving you some staggering game facts and playing Review Score Bingo, which is a great new game that you can play along with at home. But before all that, Friday sees our final hands-on with the brand new Thief, and if you head over to computerandvideogames.com on the 24th, we'll have 5 hours worth of impressions from Eidos' Dark Fantasy reboot. We'll also have a full review of this mystical tiptoe 'em up before its release on February 28th. And if pectoral muscles and sparkly masks are more your thing, then next Wednesday is the perfect time to lock up with Guacamelee, the brilliantly named Bundle Fantastico. And no, I'm not really doing the accent. Okay, Bundle Fantastico! There, that was bad. Are you happy now? Anyway, this arrives on the PlayStation Store on the 22nd of January, and for $13.99 you'll get the remastered soundtrack, all 3 Guacamelee themes, all the DLC, 10 avatars, and of course the cross-buy game. A veritable hurricane-rama of slamtastic goodness. And sticking with both the PlayStation and you spending your money, the PlayStation Store sale is ending soon. And you have until the 22nd of January to snap up some sizable discounts on AAA titles such as Hitman Absolution, Tomb Raider, Sleeping Dogs, and Kite Flight. Yes, kite flight is actually a thing because, you know, going outside is so hard with all the dogs biting my legs and the rain and the cold, and just go outside. Anyway, also arriving this week is Operation Broken Eagle, the brand new story DLC for Dead Rising 3. The expansion stars a Spec Ops commander named Adam Kane, who looks a bit like frowning sandpaper, and as well as having access to some snazzy military gear, Kane also gets to boss about a new crew of soldiers, which is certainly more sensible than facing the zombie apocalypse in a dress and boxing gloves. Operation Broken Eagle is the first of 4 character-led side stories that occur in parallel to Nick Ramos's tale, and it arrives on Tuesday the 21st of January. And finally, CVG's brave, intrepid reporter Tamor is headed to ParadoxCon 2014 in Miami, Florida, home of grand strategy titles and subterranean imp simulations. So make sure you stay tuned for some statastic updates and brand new games from the bleeding edge of PC gaming. Elsewhere on the channel this week, we've also got all our regular shows coming up, including GTA 5 o'clock on Wednesday, our GTA Online live stream on Friday at 4 PM GMT, and as ever, don't forget to stay tuned for our analysis and gameplay from all of this week's biggest games. And on the subject of this week's games, here's what's on the release schedule. The short version is, well, not a lot, but the long version is that on Wednesday the 22nd, we've got the PlayStation Vita release of kick-flipping indie game Ollie Ollie. The game's mix of old-school side-scrolling and combo-based score building means we think this will review quite well, and we'd predict 7s or 8s. But if scowling and punching are more your thing, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z is out on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PS Vita on Friday. And we predict that the humongous roster of DMZ characters won't stop this getting pretty average scores in Europe. You can expect 6s at best. But if you don't agree with our predictions, then get commenting below and we'll see who gets it right on next week's show. We'll leave you with our fact of the week, and since we've had a bit of a Sony theme running through this week, we're bringing you this pleasing fact nugget about the history of the PlayStation controller. Sony's Taiyo Goto, the man who designed the controller, has explained every face button of the PS1 pad was intended to represent a different aspect of gaming. Square stood for maps, circle and X for yes and no respectively, and triangle to represent viewpoint. Of course, if you're anything like us, triangle now stands for why don't you get out of a moving aircraft by accident? Thanks GTA 5. Sometimes we think that you really just don't really want to be our friends. That's it for this week, but thank you very much for watching, and if you like the look of this Assassin's Creed inspired t-shirt, it's available now on www.insertcoinclothing.com. You can click the link in the description to head over to the site now, and as a special gift to you, you can use the code CVG0115 to get a 15% discount at the checkout. Have a great week, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next Monday for another look at the week ahead.